It's connected to it.
So go look.
Okay, we're gonna wait one more minute and then we're gonna start. We are so happy that you guys are all here. Thank you so much for joining us. Got a few more people coming in. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for Kinder Orientation.
Hey, Monique.
Super happy to have you guys.
Hi. I'm Melissa.
All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and get started. We know everyone's got a very busy morning. My name is Julie Jones, and I am the proud principal here at San Miguel, and we are so happy to have you here for kindergarten orientation. I know that this looks a little different. It feels weird to not be at school and learning from your classrooms, but we are so excited to share some amazing stuff this morning. We're going to go ahead and jump in. And like I said, my name is Miss Jones. I'm the principal, and I am going to have all of our kinder team introduce themselves. Here we go. Whoop, if I can move the slide. There we go. Miss Gallardo.
Hey, good morning. My name's Ms. Gallardo. I've been teaching for 26 years, and 24 of those have been in this very school district, which I love. Dedication here is incredible. And out of that, 17 have been here at San Miguel. Yo también hablo español, entonces si necesitan ayuda, yo estoy aquí para ayudarles. Even though I enjoy all kids, teaching kinder is absolutely my favorite. I have reading specialist training in reading recovery and cognitively guided instruction training for math. So both of those things are really helpful in kindergarten because through watching and observing kids, I get to find out what they know and get to take them wonderful places. I've also got a 17-year-old daughter who's a senior in high school this year and understand how distance learning can be a challenge. And I do love gardening, both for food and also my great love for succulents. I'm a big succulent collector. So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Gallardo. Next, we have Mrs. Cruz.
Hi, good morning. I'm Mrs. Cruz. I'm so happy you're all here and so excited to be teaching kindergarten again this year. This is my 28th year of teaching, mostly here at San Miguel, which I love. We're a huge family here. I love reading, hiking, biking, and being outdoors, and tried to do that as much of that as I could this summer. I have two sons. Kyle is 21, Ryan is 18, and they both will be attending Grand Canyon University in Phoenix this year. Kyle is senior in college, Ryan a junior. My husband and I have been married for 24 years and love San Diego. My cat Crystal, she's 13 years old and she's like having a toddler. I love cats, coffee, and teaching kindergarten is really my favorite. I can't wait to meet all of you, and I hope that you know we are here for you and we want to make this the best kindergarten year for your kids possible.
Thank you, Mrs. Cruz. Next, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Villa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs. Villa. This is my third year teaching at San Miguel, and I have been working in special education for 13 years. I was an aide for a while and a behavioral specialist. I am a parent of a child with learning challenges, and helping my child is how I got into special education. I give my students the same level of expectation and dedication that I wanted for my own child. I love to read, garden, tend to the chickens, goats, and potbelly pigs on my farm, and paint. I live up in the mountains. I have 5 children. All but one are grown and beginning adulthood. My youngest is in the 3rd grade, and I'm going through the distance learning challenges with her, just as you guys will face. But I'm sure just as I do with her teacher, we'll work it out together. So I look forward to meeting all of you in class. I know one of my students is returning. The rest of you are new, and I can't wait to meet the kids.
Thank you, Mrs. Villa. Next, I would like to introduce a very important person at our school. Her name is Mrs. Robinson, and she is our full-time school social worker. Mrs. Robinson.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm super excited to meet all of you and your students. This is also my 3rd year at San Miguel, and it's an amazing school. But I have been in the field for a number of years, and I've been in the district since 2013. I also have an almost kindergartner. She has 1 more year left, so I'm really anticipating kind of where you are all at right now. When I'm not working, I love camping. I love going to the beach with my family. And I just want to let you all know that I am here to help. And please don't hesitate to contact me for really anything. That's why I'm here. So I look forward to meeting all of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Robinson. So you've met some very important people right now, but I really would like you to also meet some additional people on our campus that are super, super important that you will get to know and the adults at your home will get to know. So we're going to play a really quick little video for you to meet some of our other San Miguel staff. Oh, and it didn't work. Technology.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Welcome to San Miguel! I'm Mrs. Jones, the proud principal here. We look forward to an awesome year with all of you stallions.
Hi, welcome to San Miguel. I'm Mrs. Harwell, your school secretary, and I want to welcome you to our school. I hope to see you all soon. You can come to me for anything. I'm always here to help. Welcome to San Miguel. Hi, San Miguel students. I'm Mrs. Hernandez, your school house clerk. I'm excited for a new year. It's a little different, but we can all do this together.
Hi, stallions. This is Mrs. Robinson. I'm your school social worker, and I am here to help. And I look forward to seeing all of you, even if it's going to be on the computer through Zoom. And I know we're going to have a great year. See you soon. Bye.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. My name is Roland McNeil. I'm your school custodian. I know it's going to be a trying year, but I know together we can all get this done and have a great, fabulous year. Welcome back, and I'll see you all soon. Very soon.
Hi, I'm Albert, your night custodian here at San Miguel. I just want to wish you kids welcome back on online. And stay safe, listen to your parents, and we'll see you when we see you.
That was some of our amazing staff that you'll see in the office and around campus. And even if you don't see them right now, you certainly will get to know them over the phone and over different videos that we send out. Now let's talk about San Miguel. San Miguel is a very special place. And like I said, I'm the proud principal here. We have 2 things that really, really ground all of our work. We make sure everything that we do is about our vision and our motto, and that is about creating global 21st century leaders and collaborators that are appreciative of the arts and guided by emotional intelligence. And for all my kinder friends, that is a lot of big words on that screen, but you know, by the end of this year, I bet you are going to know exactly what that means. Some easier words for you to remember are our motto, which is imagine, believe, and achieve. You guys will hear that all the time from me and from your teachers and around campus. So that's what I want you to think about doing, is I want you to think about imagining and believing and achieving. In addition to that, we have a mission. And our school mission really talks about all of the important things that we do to make sure that we are achieving that vision. That includes providing a whole lot of different programs for all of our kids and our families, a lot of different types of technology, especially during this time of distance learning. And we also want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support our students and our families with their physical, social, and emotional mental well-being. Our campus is a very special place, and we do lots of things to make sure that it stays safe and it stays happy and it also stays peaceful. And you'll learn a whole bunch more about those things in just a few slides. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Cruz, one of our kindergarten teachers, to talk about all of the important learning that happens in kindergarten. Mrs. Cruz.
All right. Well, I know some of you may have had a child in kindergarten before. But if you haven't, kindergarten has really changed. It's not what it used to be when we were back in kindergarten, or even when all you young parents were in kindergarten. By the end of the year, they need to be reading a level C with 95% accuracy. That means they need to read a book that has 1 to 2 sentences per page, with a lot of sight words that they'll learn this year. They need to learn to read and spell about 50 sight words, and we'll get started with that as soon as we can. By the end of the year, they should be able to write 4 to 5 sentences in a narrative, which is a story, or an informational report, or an opinion. We are going to be teaching them to use spaces between their words, capitals, and periods. So they will be readers and writers by the time they come out of kindergarten, for sure. They also will need to count and write numbers up to 20, identify numbers to 20, and count to 100. So they have to count, or they have to count to 100, but they have to read and write the numbers to 20. And most of them learn all the way up to 100 by the end of the year. We also, in math, will learn addition and subtraction. And so there is a lot to learn in kindergarten, and we are going to be here to support you all the way. This is me too. So just a few family responsibilities, and we were looking at this as if this is distance learning, which it is. So ensuring that your child has access to all instructional materials, and we will be having a materials pickup later in the week and more information coming on that. So you will get some crayons and paper and things for use at home. We're asking that you attend all scheduled Zoom meetings and help your child to complete the daily assignments that will be on a calendar in Google Classroom. So that in red it says complete Google Classroom assignments daily. Also, this year we're all going to use Class Dojo at San Miguel. So every teacher has a class on Class Dojo, plus you'll be able to see the school story and get news that way. So we're asking that you check Class and School Dojo daily for information. And in the letter that was sent out to you from your kindergarten teacher this morning, there was a link to apply for Dojo, and you'll get an app, or you'll get another email requesting you to join, and you can download the app to your phone for Dojo. This makes it super easy for you to get all the info you need. And we are asking that you will notify your child's teacher by email or by message on Dojo if your child needs to be absent and can't participate on a certain day. And so a couple things we know to help you is establish a morning routine. Get the kids to get up at a certain time, have breakfast at a certain time so that they're ready and they're on time to their Zoom class. Most of us will be doing our first whole group meeting of Zoom at 9 o'clock every morning, and then they will have other small group meetings on Zoom later on after that. Help your child learn to be independent. Help them to be able to do a lot of the things on their own as they learn. Designate a learning area. Give them a special desk or a special spot at the table where they can keep all of their supplies for learning. And when they are there, they'll know that it is learning time for them. And something else, read to your child every day. That is one of the biggest things. We know that kids who are read to and have a lot of book experience do really well in kindergarten.
All right. So part of learning is having a very healthy brain. And one way that we can help keep your brain healthy is make sure that all of your kiddos that are enrolled at San Miguel have healthy meals throughout the school week. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that we have, you should have received information from our district's nutrition department. If you haven't though, here's a breakdown of how meal distribution is going to work. If you have a student enrolled at San Miguel, that kiddo will receive 5 free, what we're gonna call meal boxes per week. That meal box includes a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, and a healthy supper. And a supper is a really hearty afternoon type of snack. The way that parents will pick up those meals is through a drive-through in our school, our big school parking lot. So Mondays and Thursdays, parents will have the option to come and pick up meals between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. So on Monday, you will receive 3 meal boxes for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then if you come back on Thursday, you'll receive another 2 meals for Thursday and Friday. And you can come anytime between 7:30 and 8:30. You do not have to have your child with you in the car, but you will need to have either if Nutrition Services has sent you an ID card, or they ask that you write your child's first and last name on a piece of paper and place it on your dashboard so that they can see it. They're trying very hard to make sure that they are minimizing physical contact so that we all stay safe and healthy, but we want to make sure that we get kids meals. So again, if you have a child enrolled at San Miguel, you have the option on Mondays and Thursdays to come do a drive-through pickup here at the school. Now this week, because we're starting school tomorrow, it's a little bit different. So just for this week, meal distribution will be Wednesday, tomorrow, and Friday. That's just for this week. So if you come tomorrow between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m., you'll receive those 3 meals for Wednesday and Thursday. And then if you come pick up on Friday, you'll receive 1 meal kit for Friday. Starting next week, we go to our normal schedule, and it will be that way for as long as we're in distance learning. So again, Mondays and Thursdays, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., you'll stay in your car. We'll have cones set up. We'll have directional signs. You'll see all of the logistical things that we've got ready to go for you to safely drive through and pick up healthy meals for your kiddos. All right, and now lots and lots of questions about getting connected. So again, this is going to be a really interesting year because everything right now is going to be online. So while you are just seeing this on your screen right now, after we finish this presentation, we can send this presentation out so that if you want, you can click on these links directly. They'll also be posted on our school website. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that starting tomorrow and for as long as we're in distance learning mode, which is based on direction from our county, we will be doing all of our learning online. The district has put together some really, really great resources called the Roadmap for Reopening. In addition to that, every student is going to need a computer. Whether you have a computer at home that you can dedicate to your child, or if you need a computer, you can request one through the district. We also want to make sure that all of our families have access to the internet. And if you need help with that, we can help you. We can assist in providing internet through what's called Cox Connect to Compete. It's a really great program that it helps us getting free internet to families in need. There are some awesome resources on the Lemon Grove School District website. There are also some awesome resources on the San Miguel School website. And if you have a district issued Chromebook and you have a problem, if it breaks, if it stops working, we want to make sure that you know how to reach out to our district's technology department. So we gave the email address and the phone number right there. And again, we will send this presentation out at the end of our meeting this morning. So you will be able to click on these links live. And next, Ms. Gallardo is going to talk about all of the classroom parts about getting connected.
So hi everybody. So one of the first things you're going to need to do is do everything you can to figure out and help your child figure out getting onto the Google Classroom site and onto Clever, because once they're familiar with that and it becomes an ease of process with them, they are little technology sponges, they soak it all up, but they're going to need some support from you. So first we want to make sure that you have your Google account that you're going to get from the district. This will have the child's 6-digit ID number for their Google account and a password for them, which is an alphanumeric number, and it's kind of crazy. Then all of the programs, once getting logged onto the Chromebooks, will be available through a management system we call Clever, and it's really great because all of the links are in that one spot. So you can gain access to all of your child's information, everything that they need to process for the day through Clever or directly linked to the classroom calendar of assignments that we put in the Google Classroom. So addressing the Google Classroom, this is where we will post all of the assignment expectations for students. There will be a calendar with each day, links to different activities or instructions that you need, and any additional activities or projects that we might do would be also on the stream in the Google Classroom. We also use a program called Class Dojo, and Mrs. Cruz mentioned it a bit, but this is a district-wide program that we're using to communicate with parents and families and students about successes and needs for signing paperwork or any kind of communication that we might need from you, anything that you might want to tell us about the day. And then we also use this program to give kids the positive points that they need for getting work done or for attending or for behaving properly in a Zoom lesson. It's a platform that we can use to reward and positively reinforce them. So this first week and until you're very familiar with it, we are here during our office hours and at other times to do everything we can to help you get onto these programs and negotiate through them, because this is what we're going to be using for the next several weeks at least. And so that's the other part of getting connected. Thank you.
And Mrs. Gallardo, I think you're also going to share with us about our learning platforms. Oh, not sure what happened. You know, technology.
I unmuted. I muted. I'm sorry. Okay, so the platforms, the learning platforms that we're going to be using, which you will find through the Clever once children log into their Chromebook account. One of them is Benchmark, and that's our English language arts program, and it's fully inclusive with guided reading, with shared reading, with writing, and wonderful activities, ways to connect the kids to the world and everything that they're doing. For us, you can support the kids by helping them get there to do their programs, and then also just discussing any stories or questions they might have with some of the work that we're doing, because all of those discussions are so valuable. Our math platform is Think Central, or also known as Go Math, and students will have assignments every day to do on the Go Math platform, and there may be also additional videos or things that are assigned through the Go Math platform as well. Studies Weekly is both for social studies and for science lessons. There are 2 different programs, and some days we'll be giving a social studies lesson, and on different days we'll be doing science lessons through there. Wonderful materials, videos to watch, and then again, just extend their learning by going outside or maybe doing an experiment related to some of those things, and that would go far to make those connections for kids while we're doing distance learning. And then one of the platforms that we use, and we've come to really value it, is iReady, and this is a differentiated program, so it meets kids at their needs and what they need to learn next, and it actually teaches them based on where they are in their learning. Both in English language arts and in math, there will be an initial diagnostic assessment given that levels them. And then as teachers, we monitor how they're doing on lessons. Do they need to redo something? And we can add lessons, we can move them up if we see that things are necessary, they need to revisit something. It's a really wonderfully interactive program for both the teacher and for the student. They get reports on how well they've done, they get rewards and things like that they can monitor their own growth, and it really helps teach them independence and excitement for what they're learning. So those are our learning platforms that we use.
Thank you, Ms. Gallardo. For my folks on the Zoom, I really have to apologize. I forgot to mention at the beginning that if you have questions that have not been answered, please use the chat box. I know that many of you have been using that to ask questions, but please don't hesitate to type a question or a comment in that. We're definitely monitoring it throughout this presentation. So next, we are going to have Miss Via talk about different learning opportunities for kids.
Hello, everyone. With this new distance learning, we have two types of learning that we're going to do. The first is synchronous learning, and it's the kind of learning where your teacher is live on Zoom teaching you. And usually it'll be about 45 minutes per day. We're going to have a meeting in the morning, and then we'll have some small groups for the academics, and those will be through Zoom. There's also asynchronous learning, which is individual learning. And that will be the calendars that we have that will be on Google Classroom of the weekly assignments. There might be read alouds or some instructional videos that the teachers have done if there's a certain thing that we want to revisit to help the student learn it a little better. So those are the two formats that we will use for our learning for distance learning. For attendance and expectations, you are present if your student is online for synchronous and asynchronous work. You are absent if your student did not attend the synchronous session or the asynchronous work for the day. If there are issues with attendance at all, please be in contact with your teacher to let them know why, and maybe we can find ways to help you. In each Zoom meeting, we're going to have Zoom rules, and these expectations will be revisited each time we do a Zoom meeting just to help them remember. They're pretty simple in kindergarten: eyes watching, ears listening, body calm, and no eating. Save snack time for before or after our Zoom meetings, and that way nothing gets on the computer too, because you want to take care of that. When you are not talking in the Zoom meetings, please turn your microphone on to mute. The teachers will go over this at the start of the first session, how to look for those buttons and click on them. We want you on video the whole time, and the reason for this is that we want to see that the students are engaged and participating. So if we see you, we know that you're watching, and if you're confused, we can see that too. So it's really good to have that visual. And raise your hand if you want to talk. It's simple. Just raise your hand in the video and we'll know to watch for you. There's also a button at the bottom of the Zoom meetings you can click on for a raised hand also, and we'll go over that as we start the Zoom meetings with the children.
Hi, Mrs. Cruz again. I wanted to let you know that we want to partner with you. And so we want to get to know your family as much as possible to help your child learn as much as possible this year. So sometime during this week and next week, the first couple weeks of school, your child's teacher would like to Zoom with you or talk with you on the phone to learn about you and your family, learn what your family's schedule is, who might be helping your child with their learning. And so teachers will either call you or set up these meetings through Class Dojo with you. So again, we want you to try to download and add to Class Dojo as soon as you can. After this meeting, we will be sending out links so that you can join. And then the next slide is also getting to know about your child and their knowledge gathering. So what does your child already know so that we can start with what they know and teach them everything else. So sometime in the next couple weeks, as soon as we can get there, we want to get a one-on-one Zoom with your student so that we can assess their knowledge. So I would share my screen on Zoom like Mrs. Jones is sharing her screen right now. And I would ask the student to tell me what's this color or what's this number and identify letters. And we just are looking to see what they know. They obviously aren't going to know it all. And so we're just going to tell them to try their best. And we also ask you parents just to encourage them and to remind them to say, if they don't know, then they just say, I don't know. We want to know what they know, and we would like to request that parents aren't helping so we get a great baseline. Also in that Zoom, teachers will be trying to get to know your child, maybe asking them some questions so they feel more comfortable with them, trying to talk with them. And then we'll also ask them to count, see how high they can count, and to see if they can write their name. And also with names, we really want to know, what does your child want to be called? Maybe they have a nickname, maybe they're writing a nickname. What name can they write? What do they want us to call them so that we can do that for them? So be sure to let your teacher know that when you talk with them. Okay? Can't wait to get to know all of them and all of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cruz. So we have an awesome opportunity for parents to be able to connect with our school. Our PTA is a wonderful group of dedicated San Miguel families, and they are eager to connect with you and welcome you and talk to you about all the awesome things that we have going on at the school, let you know how you can get involved, not only in your child's education, but in the education for all of our students here at San Miguel. On this slide, I have put the email address for our president as well as our hospitality chair. You may contact one or both of them directly. They are eager to hopefully hear from you and tell you about joining PTA, let you know about our meetings, and all of the great ways that, even though we don't have kids on campus right now, all of the great ways that we can still get support and partner with our PTA. A lot of you have had questions about materials pickup. So there's two components to this. The first one is if you have requested a district Chromebook, so there was a form that was sent out from the district office as well as from San Miguel, and we'll be sending it out again today if you haven't received it. Check your email. If you have requested a Chromebook, we will contact you as soon as it is available. During this meeting, actually, I peeked out and I saw that about 20 more Chromebooks just were delivered from the technology department. They literally are getting them to us as soon as they are formatted and processed. They are driving them over almost daily. As soon as that Chromebook comes in, we will email you to the email address that you have on file. Once you get that email address, you don't need to call us. You just come in and you pick it up during office hours, which is between 7:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. Again, as soon as we receive that Chromebook for your child, we will email you. Once you get that email, please come in as soon as you are able. In addition to that, we are feverishly putting together big Ziploc bags of instructional materials for all of our students. Kindergarten has some extra special goodies in there because kindergartners, this is their first time at school. So we will be doing, similar to meal pickup, we will be doing a drive-through distribution of these instructional materials on Friday and Monday. That is because it is more important to get Chromebooks in kids' hands because that's what kids will need the first couple days of school right away. So please know that we will be sending out information to you today with pickup times and details, but instructional materials pickup will be Friday and Monday. And again, as soon as those Chromebooks come in, we will contact you and you come pick them up right away. There is a question right now in the chat box about being able to walk up to either the food or materials pickup. Yes, you are able to walk through and pick up materials or pick up the food. We just ask that you make sure that you follow all of the signage in terms of safety precautions and that you wear a face covering as well. So again, Chromebooks, as soon as they're ready, we will contact you, and materials pickup will be Friday and Monday, and that's when all of the other supplies will be given out. We have a whole bunch of ways for you to stay connected here at San Miguel. First and foremost, you should have gotten an email from your teacher this morning introducing themselves, giving you some information about the classroom schedule. If you didn't get an email, I first encourage you to check your spam. Unfortunately, different email accounts have different kinds of filters. So first check your spam because you all should have gotten an email already. If you look at your spam folder and for some reason did not get an email, please give me a call here at the school, 825-5619. Again, 825-5619. If you did not receive that email, we will give you the contact information for your teacher. And I know that there are some folks that have literally just registered with us this morning and got this Zoom link. So if you have just registered, we will be sharing your child's information with a teacher, and they'll be reaching out to you as well. In addition to that, like we talked about before, you will have a Class Dojo account. That's a way for you to communicate with your teacher. It's almost like a text message. It's really easy to use. It's an app on your phone, and you'll be getting a log on for that. The Lemon Grove School District website has a whole bunch of information, as does our school site website. We also are linked on Instagram and Facebook. You'll be getting emails from us every Friday, emails from me with parent newsletters. And we also are getting going a YouTube channel. And all of the videos that we record, just like this one, will be housed on that YouTube channel. So that if you have to leave early, or you came late, or you weren't able to watch something at all, everything will be housed there. So we're trying to make sure that we saturate you with as many opportunities to get information from us as possible. That is our presentation. Thank you all so much for joining. I am happy to stay on. If anybody would like to unmute themselves and ask a question, please type in the chat box. I am happy to answer any additional questions that come up. But the most important thing is that you have a computer for your child, you know who your classroom teacher is, and that you know how to connect with them. If you can get those three things going, then you will get all of the information that you need. I'm going to read a couple questions from the chat box that I haven't been able to answer. I already signed up on Class Dojo, but didn't add my child because we didn't know the teacher yet. Will I need to make a new account, or will I be able to add a child through my teacher's name? Great question. Mrs. Cruz and Ms. Gallardo and Ms. Villa, please help me remember, but my understanding is that teachers send out invitations, and that parents connect through that invitation that's made.
Yeah, but if they've already got a Google Classroom account, they're just going to join a classroom by joining with a code. So we'll send out that code within that invitation. If they've already opened the account, they don't need to open a new one. However, their child's account, if it's opened on their child's account, that's what's going to be important. So it has to have with their child's name and their password.
Great.
I will tell you that 2 of my parents have already found my classroom, so it is possible for them to search for the teacher as well.
Great. So again, that is the end of our formal presentation. If you need to head out to work or to be with your child, please do so. Thank you so much for joining. I see people in their cars, people at work, people with kids around. This is a really, really, really busy time, and we are just so grateful that you made the time to connect with us. We are here to help. This is going to be a new adventure for all of us, and please know that your teachers are amazing. Our social worker is amazing. Our office staff is phenomenal, and we can't wait to work with you and your child and make this the best opportunity possible for all of us to learn.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So you will be emailing my child's ID and teacher. Well, I know her teacher, Mrs. Cruz. Hi. So I got that email. So you'll send another email with a link with the ID?
I think you're talking about to log on to Google Classroom. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
So Mrs. Cruz, just to make sure I'm on the right page, we know that our newly registered students that weren't here last year, they do not currently have a logon. Our system will generate those tomorrow, the first day of school. So our teachers will be sending that information out to you. Is that correct, Mrs. Cruz, in terms of how we'll get it out?
I guess, I'm not sure. I do know that if I have a correct email, I can send you the link to get signed up on Dojo, and then we can communicate how you log into your Chromebook or to their Google account when we get that information.
Perfect.
Okay, does the parent have to make their account and then there's a child's account as well, or everything's just a child?
Each child has their own account. Emails will go to whatever your email is listed with us. If you have a Yahoo account and then you want to transfer to a Gmail account, so everything's in Google, just update your email account at the district and we can update that information as well for us.
And school's gonna start now at 9 o'clock because that's when the Zoom will start. So school starts at 9 a.m.
Zooms will be at 9 a.m. for the whole class, but all of the assignments will be posted by 8 a.m. each morning. So if your child wants to get up and work on some asynchronous individual work at 8 o'clock, they can do that.
Okay.
And we'll be posting a schedule for the whole week. So they could also do some things ahead of time or go back to days that they missed in the morning or in the evening also.
And then the day will be like, maybe 7:30 breakfast, then 8 o'clock they can do their asynchronous work, then 9 Zoom, and then like lunch at 11 or 12 or.
Yes, and once teachers are able to meet with all the children individually and assess their abilities, then we'll be setting up small groups. So your child will probably have 2 to 3 Zooms a day where they'll have a whole group, the whole class in the morning, and then your child will have maybe a small group of 5, 6, 7 kids later in the morning to get some more instruction. We are finding that it's a lot easier to teach a small group live, and so your child might have 2 different small groups in later in the day also.
And also, in addition, we'll have office hours where you can pop in or your child can pop in with questions or how to do an assignment or if they didn't understand something. And that's a Zoom time as well.
Right. Thank you for being here.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I work graveyard. I get home at 7:30 in the morning. My kids do go to daycare. So I need to know, I know it starts at 9 a.m. How long is the Zoom class for, the class project for? How long is it?
So the morning Zoom will be about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. And then she'll have another Zoom time, probably starting the 3rd week for a small group, which will be another 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, so it's only 20 to 30 minutes. It's not like hour or so.
No, kindergartners need shorter time for their attention span for sure. So that's why we're trying to keep it, under 30 minutes for each group. So they may have 2 or 3 Zoom times, and hopefully your child care provider will be able to assist your child with getting on at those times.
Oh, no, she's on board.
In addition to, I'm so sorry, that's in addition to all of the asynchronous learning, the videos that teachers are recording that students can watch on their own time, and all of the extra assignments that can be done. But again, there's more flexibility in that because that's not live instruction in the moment.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Absolutely. Other questions? Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, cousins?
Their assignments will be posted through the Chrome, because her Chromebook states that to put in her whatever something email at Lemon Grove District, but I told her father that we do not have that at the moment. We have to wait. So tomorrow's assignment, how are we logging in?
If you can get onto any computer and do Google Classroom, then you could try to log in that way. I'm not.
But tomorrow,
we're still trying to figure it out.
But tomorrow is a Zoom meeting,
right?
So as long as families have the Zoom link, they can log in from any platform, at least until we get the log on.
That's right. So we'll email the link for the Zoom meeting through Dojo, through the emails we have, and so you can log on for the Zoom meeting through a phone or anything.
Okay.
And then as soon as we get information on unique student logons, we will get that to you. probably in several different formats. We just have to wait for the first official day of school for our system to recognize all of the new enrollments.
Okay. And then you contact us regarding the material pickups, correct?
Yes, all of that information is going to come out today. And like I said, it's going to be Friday and Monday. Friday will be alphabetical last name. We'll have different chunks of time for different, based on the first letter of your last name. And then Monday will be for anyone that wasn't able to attend on Friday, but that is definitely all coming to you today via email.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. There's a question in the chat about what time is the Zoom meeting tomorrow. That schedule will come from your teacher. I know that there's a few kiddos that just registered this morning. We're so happy that you came in to do that. So any new families that come in, we will get that information to the teacher so that they can send you those details.
So we all agreed as a kinder team that
9.
we're going to try to do those Zoom meetings about 9 o'clock. So that will be our regular Zoom time.
Perfect.
Yep.
Any other questions? Yeah. Again, we thank you so much for being here. I know it's so hard to, so hard sometimes in the middle of the day. There's a question in the chat, 9 a.m. to a question mark. And like Mrs. Cruz was saying, just because we know kinders, especially new kiddos to school, have a little bit harder time staying still, especially in front of a computer. Initially, each Zoom meeting will be approximately 20 minutes.
We'd really like parents to be in the room to help out the kids on Zoom tomorrow if possible.
Or any adult, any
adult
adult that's able to assist.
Or an older sibling who's very good at the computer too.
Absolutely, maybe one who's home doing some distance learning as well.
Yeah, exactly. Big brothers and big sisters, cousins, uncles, aunts, all of it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anything else? Again, your teachers are a wonderful source of information. I know that there are still a lot of questions, but we are getting you guys information as quickly as we have it. And just thank you guys for being here this morning and being flexible as we all are navigating these new waters together.
I have one last question. Sorry. So for now, meanwhile, we're doing the whole Zoom, the Zoom meetings with the children and teachers. But when the time comes for them to go back to school, I know there's a 14-day period that they will inform us when we're returning back. So they're going to be returning to school. Will start time still be at 9 a.m. or will it be earlier than that?
Great question. So as many of you know, the reason that we are beginning in distance learning is because we have been on the COVID-19 watch list. Several days ago, we were notified that the county is off of the watch list. So the mandate from the governor is that a county must be off of the watch list for 14 consecutive days before schools can open in person. Once we reach the end of those 14 consecutive days, our superintendent has committed to notifying families and giving them a 4-week time to prepare. During those 4 weeks, we would continue in distance learning. And then at the end of those 4 weeks, we would return to our normal school hours, but it would be on a hybrid schedule. So for example, we would have classrooms broken into 2 groups of students in order to maintain some additional physical distancing. The first group of students would come to campus on Monday and Tuesday. The second group would come to campus on Thursday and Friday. The days that students are not physically on campus, they would be engaging in distance learning similar to what they're going to be engaging in starting tomorrow. Once we return to hybrid, the hours would return to normal school hours, which are 8 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. And I know I probably gave you just a whole bunch of information that maybe some of your brains are like, I am not ready to process this yet. I'm just worried about tomorrow. when the time comes for us to return to hybrid, we will absolutely, from the school and from the district office, be providing a ton of information on which group is your classroom in, what is their schedule, what accommodations are needed in terms of physical distancing. But when we do return to school hours,
Mrs. Jones, there was a question about times for tomorrow for orientation, like parent orientation. So kindergarten's going to do their meetings at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then Mrs. Jones is going to hold a whole school orientation at 10 o'clock. And other grade levels are going to try different things. So Mr. Ruiz, I think your question was about first grade. First grade is scheduled for 1:30 tomorrow. And that information should come to you from a email from your other children's teachers. Every parent should have got an email for each of their children as to whose class they're in and what time they would be Zooming tomorrow.
There's some questions in the chat about Dojo in terms of if you already have an account or in-class Dojo, are we providing information for Google Classroom? I am learning Dojo right along with all of you parents, as are some of our kindergarten teachers. But Dojo is a great way for you to communicate with your teacher. Ms. Via just shared that she's had some folks actually be able to search her and find her on Dojo. But in addition to that, teachers can connect as well with families and send an invitation to Dojo. Is that correct, teachers? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, and there is a link on the letter that we are emailing to you that you can click on to log into our Dojo and set yourself up. So you will all have that access. And I know I have a few students who probably are in the process of registering right now. I will keep watching for your names, and as soon as I see that email information, I will send that to you. So no worries, this week is to get everything set up and just have a little patience with the technology. The access to get into the different platforms will come to you.
Yes, and please be sure we have the correct email address on the emails I sent out this morning. I got 4 that say the email address was not correct. So I'm going to go back and research those, but I double checked them before I put them in. So just make sure we have the right email address for you.
Any other questions for us? We are approaching 10 o'clock, and I know that we only calendared an hour. I want to be mindful of everyone's time. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, questions, anything else for us? Well, thank you so much for being here. We are so grateful to partner with you for your child's education. Our kinder team is absolutely amazing. I can't wait for you to have your children connect with them via Zoom tomorrow. We are all here to help, Ms. Robinson, myself, the office staff, the teachers. So please don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers, to the office, and awesome school year.
So I do have a question.
Yes.
Yes. So both of my kids, they're starting school. So by today, I should receive all their information. I just enrolled one at 7:30 in the morning and one yesterday.
Well, thank you for enrolling. It's awesome that you were able to get that done before school started. So yes, for all of our kiddos that are enrolling, we will be letting those teachers know, hey, these kiddos were not on your roster as of last night. When we send them out, please make contact with these new families.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. We will be in touch. Have a great day tomorrow, and we are here to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.